Hi, I'm Courtney. I'm a student that has found the key to becoming truly productive, and I'm sharing the different things that I've learned throughout my journey on my channel. So be sure to like and subscribe and follow below. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about your workspace. Where you work and where you get your stuff done can easily be reflected into your productivity. If you work in an area that's full of people and it's loud and chaotic and distracting, it can very easily be seen in your levels of completion for different tasks. All right, so what have I done to personally get a heaven of a workspace for myself personally, where I'm able to work productively and get things done? Step number one for getting a solid workspace is to pick the right location. If you live in a house full of little siblings or roommates, or you have a noisy partner that's doing something, you need to find an area where you are away from all of that. This can be in a quiet corner, away from high traffic areas, or in a closet where you don't have to worry about other people interrupting you. Ultimately, you need to find an area that is away from distraction so you can lock in and get your work done. All right, step number two. Once you finally have your space set up and you have it where you want it, make sure it is clean. One thing that people do is they clutter things up, and it can very easily become a distracting mess when you're trying to get your work done. One thing that I personally do to kind of get away around this is every night I clean off my desk. That is the one thing I always clean up in my room. If everything else is dirty, the desk is clean, because this is my area to get the magic done. And if my desk is dirty, I cannot be productive with my time. And honestly, I feel like that can be reflected in a lot of other people's lives as well. If your space is not clean, you cannot be truly productive. Now, if you have a lot of things like pencils and stuff, buy little organizers from Walmart and Target. They're very cheap, just little drawers, little cup holders to hold your pencils, things of that sort, just so your space isn't cluttered, but also you can still hold your stuff where you can easily access it when getting your work done. All right, the next item I have today is good lighting. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean you need sunlight, even though I personally highly recommend working where you can get sunlight. Just making sure that you have a properly lit area is very beneficial for your productivity. Now, I am a lover of ambient lighting. I absolutely love it. From a little LED light behind my desk to my Lego sets, I like adding ambient lighting in my spaces. I am not a fan of the big light. That is not my main light I ever really use. I don't actually turn it on ever. So even if you just have lamps, like, that's okay. Just make sure your area is properly lit so you can see what you're doing and getting it done properly. All right, the next thing we're gonna talk about is personal touches. Your desk is not supposed to be an insane asylum. While some people online try to make it seem as though you wake up, ice bath, shower, run a 8K, and then go home to your just desk, pencil, and laptop and get to work, that's cute, but that's not what you actually should do. We're all humans, and this is not trying to break you. This is supposed to be a good environment for you to be productive and get your stuff done. Little things like a plant, or like I said, a Lego set, or a cute little lamp are all things that can add personality to your desk. Something that I personally love is keyboards. I absolutely love my keyboard. It's actually like a little hobby of mine to do. Yeah, it's a great way to like bring color to the space that I have. So I highly recommend just having something that brings your own personal touch into your space. All right, the next step kind of ties into the first thing I talked about, but this next step is minimize noise. Now, if you weren't able to pick an area that's low traffic and you kind of have to be around people while working, get some headphones, get some earbuds, I don't care. Get something to reduce the noise around you so you don't have to worry about what's going on and you can just get in the zone. And when you do this, this doesn't mean you necessarily have to just sit in silence and like not listen to anything. I personally love listening to lo-fi music and classical music while working. So I'm not necessarily saying cut out all noise when you're working, but try your best to cut out unnecessary noises while you're working so you can minimize distractions. All right, the next and final step we're gonna talk about today really ties in a lot with the last one, but it is to set boundaries. If you're working out of a communal space, or you're working on a space that is easily accessible to other people in the home, make sure that you set the boundaries with those people that this is your work time. Do not interrupt. Now, I understand there's going to be some extenuating circumstances where you cannot set boundaries with some people, but ultimately, if you can, you should. Something else that I do that's mentioned in another video, which I'll link above, is I use my personal device to work with me. Now, I'm a strong believer in out of sight, out of mind, and I personally don't like working with my phone in the room, but if it is, I have it set automatically to go to focus mode or go to a homework time where it automatically, from hours, for example, of 4 to 6, goes on homework mode where nobody can contact me besides my mom, my dad, and other essential people. Alright, thank you so much for watching all the way through. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comment sections. I am always here to answer anything you have to ask. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Quartz Corner.